Okay, this video, a little windy today, so I got to put my muffler on my microphone on my phone. I'm doing this with the smart camera, and I'm camped up here, right above a dry wash, this big dry wash area, which in Arizona you're not allowed to camp down in these dry washes because they can flood. You know, up in the mountains, all the rain comes down and it funnels down into a small little area. So all of a sudden you could have 4 or 5 foot deep water right through here, rushing through it like 50 miles an hour. So that's why they don't want campers, specifically on BLM lands. They say no camping in dry washes at La Posa in Quartzsite, Arizona, and also here at Imperial Dam, which is considered California, near Yuma. You're not allowed to camp in these areas. You'll see people camping in them, and they're all, I guess they've never lived through a flash flood before, because they'll take your car away, your camper, everything in your life. So you know, those rules are in place to save your life. You know, a lot of people like to go against rules just because they don't like rules. But anyway, this episode, I was out rock hounding. I like to look for rocks. And, you know, just walking over here, I found a couple. This has got high copper content in it. And that's just a piece of fine-grained basalt. I love the greens, and after you tumble them for 5 weeks, they come out beautiful, really beautiful, especially the greens. Oh, and green, you know, copper is associated with gold, and these mountains up here, the Cargo Muchacho Mountains, a lot of gold was found here at Imperial Dam, actually, since I think the 1860s, 1880s period. Anyway, this episode, today I saw 3 burros. There's not many mammals out here, okay? The burros are common out here. I did one video, I caught some. They're very shy, they don't like getting close to you. But there's also, you know, obviously rodents, mice, and rats with big teeth, and they'll get under the hood of your car and start gnawing away at things. So I've seen a lot of different ways to try to prevent that, and I'm going to go into another way. I did show how I set up rat traps. Some people open up their hood of their car, and that doesn't work because they don't come out during the day. So the light doesn't bother them at nighttime. Even if the hood's open, it's dark in there. They'll go in there and start gnawing away. So that doesn't work. And leaving your hood open, that allows the UV, you know, the sunlight, to deteriorate all your rubber fittings, your hoses, insulation on your wires. Everything gets deteriorated by ultraviolet radiation. So you don't want to be leaving your hood open during the day. It'll only be a matter of 6 months, I've noticed, where everything, rubbers and plastics and all that, will deteriorate. Okay, now this episode, it might sound a little wacky, but anyway, I was hiking out here. It's pretty remote, you know, pretty remote. I'm a very remote area right now in the Sonoran Desert. Very few campers in this area of the desert, and like I said, it's BLM, Bureau of Land Management lands, so you can get a permit. Now, what I noticed, what I found, were footprints, and that's what got me going here, because I was walking through this sandy area in the wash where all the sand was like getting nice and loose sand right in here, and then down there where it eroded out more, you see the rocks exposed. But here, there were footprints going through right here, okay? So I took one close-up that I showed at the beginning of the video when you search YouTube. And then these footprints here. I don't know if you can see them well. with this phone. The phone doesn't always like to focus very well. But the thing about these footprints is they're 8 toes. Okay, you see those 8 round pads there. Okay, that indicates a canine. Something in the canine family. So 8 toes, 8 toes, 8 toes, 8 toes, 8 toes. Okay, if you count them. Now, the distance between each footprint is 18 inches. Okay, so let me just try to set this up again. It looks like the wind knocked it over. Okay, so the footprints are 3 to 4 inches. You know, in width, 3 to 4 inches, and they're almost 18 inches apart, and they're in perfect alignment here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, so there's no creatures on the planet that have 8 toes. So I'm calling this the CHUPACABra. They're seen in the Southwest, and they apparently can walk on their hind legs. Like this kind of indicates it's like walking on its hind legs through here, and it's got to be a pretty good size. That's, in my opinion, is the size of a I'd say that's the size of a coyote. But if you can imagine a coyote standing on its hind legs, they say it's from the sightings that people have had that they're 3 to 5 feet high. So it could be a mutated form of a coyote. Some say it's got mange and that's why it doesn't have fur. They say it doesn't have fur. And it could just be a mutated form. Something happened in Mother Nature causes weird things to happen. When I was a kid, I was up in Miles Standish National Park in Massachusetts. I was at a pond called Curlew Pond, and we were camping up there. I was just a kid. I think I was about 8 years old. And I'd always catch frogs and eat them, actually. I loved eating like big bullfrogs and stuff. We'd go out catching those, and they're huge up there. Can make a nice dinner. They taste like chicken, very tender chicken. So anyway, I caught a frog that had, instead of 4 legs, it had 6 legs. And it was a big stir. Everybody, all the people in the campground came crowding around me. I put it in a bucket with water, and we called up some Marine Institute in Boston. And they showed up, and they took my name down and said they'd put it on a plaque, and they put it in an aquarium. So it was the only 6-legged frog they had seen. And so it was alive for quite a while and had my name on it, Eric. So people could see a 6-legged frog. Pretty cool. So those weird things can happen, mutations and abnormalities in Mother Nature. So, but the CHUPACABra started to be seen in the 1990s, and there was a lot of sightings, and people did catch some weird looking animals, which I haven't even seen identifications on some of the ones. There's videos on YouTube, and you'll see some of them. They've captured them on video. They got them in metal traps and stuff, and these suckers have claws on the front, and they actually will grab onto the cage. Most canines can't do that. They don't have the grabbing power, and they say, well, it's just got mange. Well, what animal can grab with its front claws a cage like these critters are doing? And then there's the other far out type of videos showing something with the wings and fangs, and reports that they suck the blood out of animals. There was one area where they were killing all the these CHUPACABRAs, they call them, were killing the livestock, including all the way up to cows and stuff, and goats and things like that, and chickens. And they'll have 2 fang marks near the neck, and they're drained of blood. So, you know, I don't know about all that stuff. All I know is I've been backpacking my whole life, and I've never seen tracks like those there with 8 toes. So I thought people would like to see that. This is the Sonoran Desert. There's, like I say, the only mammals out here are the burros, rats, rodents, fox, and coyote, and not much of anything else because this is a desert area. So anyway, I thought you'd all like to see that. There can be strange things. If you're out backpacking, you might see some weird things. I know there were a few BLM people out here, agents of the BLM, and they were talking to different campers. And one guy across from me, he's like pointing in this direction, very agitated and like, you know, speaking loudly to this one ranger. And I don't know if he called them up saying he sighted this strange creature walking on its hind legs or what. But that looks like something that's walking on its hind legs. That doesn't look like a regular animal. I mean, look at how perfectly in line that is too. You know, these prints. So anyway, I just wanted to capture that on video. I hope you don't come across this creature. And I'm at you know, in the Sonoran Desert camping for the winter. It's December, and like I say, that had to be a pretty good size animal, because those prints are 18 inches apart. The prints themselves are 3 to 4 inches wide. So that's a good size canine. Like I say, the only thing that I know of that's that size would be a coyote. So, but okay, I think that's all I have to say about in this video, and hope you found it interesting. And this is Eagle Eric in the Sonoran Desert, signing out.